Hey, Bunkin fans, it's Strickland, the other half of the Nice Guys on Business. Doug recently interviewed Steve Shevlin, founder and CEO of Emerging Global Services, and Steve has written an amazing report called 3 Steps to Staffing and Retaining a Winning Team, and you can get it free through a link in our show notes. Here is Doug and Steve talking a little bit more about it.
Tell me a little bit about the origin of Emerging Global and where you guys think that you've been successful when it comes to hiring and retaining people.
It's all about finding great talent. Having a successful company is all about tapping into great people.
Steve, where do you think that most people fall down on the job when it comes to not only retaining good people, but finding good people to begin with?
It has a lot to do with their own passion for their own business. And does that come through in an interview? You're interviewing them, but they're also interviewing you. They want to know, is this person passionate? I'm the owner of a company, so I'm going to be naturally excited and passionate about what I do.
So the information is in 3 Steps to Staffing and Retaining a Winning Team. And I found as I was reading the 3 steps that whether you're brick and mortar, digital, entrepreneur, or corporate leader, it actually fits into any environment. Why do you think that that is so?
Because in all those environments, you're dealing with people and they all need to be managed. They all need to be motivated, developed, invested in. All of these things are true to every great company. Great organizations have great people behind it.
Steve, I want to ask you about 2 numbers, 1,257, which is the episode number that you're on the Nice Guys on Business. And secondly, 3, as in 3 steps to staffing and retaining a winning team. Where did you come up with the 3? And how do you know that these are like the tried and true 3?
I've been doing this for 30 plus years. And so it's a lot of sweat equity. It's a lot of hard knocks. It's a lot of work. And it is some reading and some education along the way. There's no doubt. Trial and error as well.
So check out episode 1,257 on the Nice Guys on Business, where Steve and I have a conversation on everything that it takes to get and retain a quality staff. And then download his document, 3 Steps to Staffing and Retaining a Winning Team. Thanks for being here, Steve.
Thank you so much.
To be in power, you don't need guns or money or even numbers. You just need the will to do what the Nice Guys on Business won't. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that the nice guys didn't exist. 3 days a week, they're able to hold it together. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. Adults need not apply. No interviews, lots of ranting, and they sometimes stumble onto something useful. Go figure. Now it's time for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery themselves, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Are we just skipping the entire thing that we can't send? The first time that we send to our new editing team an episode of the Nice Guys, we can't send them a jacked up, all like, yeah, we realize that the editing is all put together with, the episode's put together with paper clips and scotch tape. Can't do that. I can't hear you.
Jesus, what the actual fucking fuck?
I told you. Mercury is in retrograde. Nope. He's mad. He's having all sorts.
God damn it. Fucking fuckers. Like, I hear you for 10 seconds and then it's like, hey, sorry, we failed to detect your microphone. I'm like, you just detected it a minute ago because I was hearing. And then it just fucking did it again. Like,
well, you're having some issue. Hey, you want to record on StreamYard?
Zencaster?
Or a Zencaster? That's right. Or how much string do you have at your house? We got this covered.
Smoke
my God.
Or a couple of cans. We'll just put a couple of string between a couple of cans.
So we just spent the last 20 minutes, Strick and I, having at least a halfway decent conversation. Oh, he's back. What happened?
What the actual fuck again?
I don't know.
It didn't even say Zoom has unexpectedly stopped working. It just closed completely and then reopened again. It just decided, hey, I've told you enough times that I unexpectedly stopped working. I'm not going to tell you again. You just have to know it.
There is, if I remember correctly, there is some video. Isn't there like you can tell what your, what is it? Statistics. Here it is. Yeah. Statistics. Go to your advanced settings. You know how to get there from your
Zoom?
Yeah. Go to your Zoom control panel, click on the little icon, the little gear. You know how to get there? You know how to get there?
No, I don't actually. Not while I'm in a recording.
Click on. Do you have the icon down in your system tray or wherever, so you can open up the control panel? You know, the thing that says new meeting or
in Zoom. What?
How do you get to Zoom?
No, I just click on Zoom. I mean,
okay. I just click on Zoom. Okay. When you click on Zoom, doesn't a little control panel open up?
Oh, here we go. I just went to audio settings and I'm seeing the whole list of settings now.
Okay. Go to, instead of audio settings, go to video settings.
Okay. Video. Okay.
And the last one is video settings, and then go to advanced.
Okay. Got it.
Oh, wait. I got to go there. Hold on. Then go to, oops, sorry, not advanced. Go to statistics. That's what I meant. Statistics.
Audio. Wait a minute. Now I got to get back.
Yeah, go back one screen.
Oh, here we go. Back here. Okay.
It's the third one from the bottom. I think it says statistics.
Nope, I don't have that. So I'm in video. Turn off video, hide non-video, enable to stop video features.
Okay, not that one. Go to the look at the menu on the left-hand side of that. Is there a menu of several options like general, video, audio, screen share, chat?
Yeah, I'm in video.
Okay,
statistics, not the video statistics, the statistics.
Yeah.
Got it.
And there are a bunch of video stats that you can look at. Like how much of your CPU time is being used and what percentage.
Send and receive, jitter. Yeah, my latency says 69 milliseconds, which is really fucking high.
Right. Mine's at 17.
Yeah, no, it's now 71, 64. No, that's really fucking high. My latency is not good.
So what's your frame per second? I'm curious about that.
25.
Okay, that's not bad. And what about in the overall? What do you have for your Zoom CPU right under the CPU?
Oh yeah, the overall looks fine. Zoom 15%, and then Zoom memory 256 meg. I mean, yeah.
Okay. So all that, and what about your bandwidth? What's it say for your bandwidth?
956 kilobytes per second. Send. Oh wow, what the fuck? It's not even 1 megabit per second send. Is that right for Zoom?
Mine's 229 KB. 229.
Oh, okay, so mine says 1038 KB send, 702 KB receive.
And your
Can we
network.
Get a geek on the phone, please. Can we get a geek here?
I thought we were. And what's your network type? Is it say wired or wireless?
Well, I know it's wireless.
Okay, it says wireless.
Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah. That's fine. Huh. Welcome back. My name is Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler. Maybe this time it'll fucking work. I'm afraid to open anything though. It's gonna fucking crash.
Well, you don't have to open anything because the other side. So the two subjects that I really want, the two topics that I had written down on my list is one of them was I watched all, because we have, these people don't know this. Only the people in the last Matrix knew this because they were the ones that were. If you were just a part of the recording that we actually didn't release, then you are better than we thought you were as a community. This is the episode, however, that we are releasing. We've scrapped 20 minutes of audio because we fucking could not get the technology together, and we are podcast producers. So you can imagine how somebody that's not anywhere near as sophisticated with audio and video and streaming as we would be completely fucked. Anyway, the two subjects that I wanted to talk about were The Matrix, because I watched all 4 episodes of The Matrix, including, The Matrix, Matrix Revolution, Matrix Resurrection, and Matrix Reloaded.
Mm-hmm.
And you dropped a bomb on me, and you said you only watched the 1999 version of The Matrix.
It's the only one I've watched, yeah.
I did not know that. I thought for some reason that I was just completely left out. And you know what it must be? There's a lot of inside jokes that go on between you and the community that I don't know a thing about. I don't understand them. I don't know what references that they are. Are these all sports references or something else? You guys talk a lot about things, and I feel a little left out. I don't feel bad that I'm left out because it gives me an opportunity to just ignore the messages, but I don't know most of what you're talking about.
Okay. I don't know specifically which references you're referencing about because
I don't know. There'll be a meme that Tim will post or that Jared will comment about. And And I don't understand the memes, so I just ignore it.
Okay.
I
What's the
know I'm not
problem
giving
then?
you a. There's no problem.
I don't understand the problem.
There really isn't. There really isn't a problem. So I need to know a little bit more about the Matrix. You don't have to look up anything. I'm curious if anybody in our community could share with me like what the budget was on the first one versus what the budget was for the last one, how the video game fits into the whole Matrix. Because the idea of the Matrix was a video game. And then they created a video. Well, in the last Matrix, the one that's called Matrix Reloaded, I think is the most recent one. Since you haven't seen it, you may not know the answer to this. But Neo comes back as a video game creator. He is the guy that creates the video game called The Matrix.
Okay, that's pretty meta. Okay.
Yeah, so he's having the realization that maybe this whole thing that he is dealing with was all a dream or all was made up. And that's how he came up with the concepts for the video game. So all of the players in the original Matrix have a position in this video game. So as they start to talk to him in the latest film, they're talking to him like he doesn't know if they were real, if they were a part of the game. So it's really quite interesting. So I was just curious just what people's spin of the whole thing was. And then we started talking about the directors and the what are their names? Wachowski brothers.
Well,
it sounds like
it used to be the Wachowski brothers, and now it's the Wachowski sisters. But same.
How did that happen?
I don't know. The
are there
sisters
four
trans women? Apparently, I was not aware. But
were the brothers both the sisters are trans?
Yes, apparently.
Okay, is it possible that the brothers were the brothers?
It's the same. Yeah. It's the same people. Yeah.
So there's only two of them.
They used to be known as Larry and Andy, and now they are known as Lana and Lily.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that starts to that it explains at least some of the terminology that not in the movie, but at least in the credits. I'm like, wait a minute, how is that possible that two brothers were doing this and now it's two sisters were doing this? Okay, got it. All right, so the movie itself, you got like this oracle person, you have this architect, you have this analyst, you have the Matrix, you have Neo, you have all this stuff. It has become, to me, like, is it kind of like Star Wars in that there is a cult following behind it?
Well, yeah, there's a huge following, and it's made a shitload of money. But you've seen the Jurassic Park movies, right?
The original one.
You've only seen the original?
Yeah, but I've only seen Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back. I haven't seen any of the other ones either.
Okay, but this is a little different. And I don't know if this is going to be a good comparison to The Matrix or not. But in the first Jurassic Park movie, it was, hey, look, we figured out how to bring dinosaurs back, and we're gonna make a theme park about it. And then they realized that was a really bad idea, right? And then
in the movie,
yeah,
I got it. Okay,
right. And then in the second movie, they're like, hey, we think we figured out what went wrong the first time. Nope, still a bad idea.
Okay.
And then in the third movie, hey, we're going to do it even bigger and better. Nope, we still haven't learned our lesson. It's basically the same fucking movie. And then they did the same thing again with Chris Pratt. Like, I shouldn't say this because I haven't seen all three of the new movies. I've only seen the one new movie. But the first new movie with Chris Pratt was basically like the same fucking thing. It's like, hey, this would be really cool. No, it's a bad idea. Okay, and here's when it went wrong. Like, there's no fucking original idea here. Now, my thought with The Matrix.
All right. Because I didn't get a sense that that's what The Matrix, the Matrix seems to be a continuing saga.
Well, this is why I didn't see the second or third one, because I thought that it might have been like a Jurassic Park thing. I could be wrong, right? Like,
well, why would you pull Jurassic Park out of there as opposed to saying it could be like Star Wars and a continuing story, or it could be the what's it called, the prequel? It could be, okay, this happens before the Matrix happens. What about that?
I see Star Wars as a continuing story. Like, they're telling a different story every time with the same characters.
Yeah.
But with Jurassic Park, they're telling the same fucking story over and over again in just slightly different way. And so when I saw The Matrix, I really liked the first Matrix. And the whole idea, in fact, what you asked me in one of our early recordings about 20 minutes ago that nobody will hear is, how do I interpret the Matrix? Like, what is the Matrix? Okay, here's my interpretation of it. It's basically saying that the reality that we know, and for all we know, we could be living this, right? It's not really a reality. We're really just these bodies, these vessels, but some other creature or set of creatures or whatever is basically pumping these thoughts into our mind of this reality that's not really real, but our actions within this reality fuel their whatever, create their electricity or their world or whatever, right? And basically some of the people realized that this was happening, and so they broke out of it and they realized that it wasn't real. But knowing that it's not real and knowing hypothetically that you can jump off a building and not be hurt is different from actually doing it, right? Like you've really, if you really believe that this isn't real, then you can jump off a building or jump across buildings or whatever. But as soon as you have some sliver of doubt that maybe it is real and you fucking fall, you can really get hurt and you can be killed in your reality. So to me, that was a fascinating story. I thought it was very well done. It was really interesting. But then The Matrix 2, what are they going to do? They already gave you the reveal.
Well,
right?
they can, but they tell you a little bit more about what happens behind the scenes. Like you don't really learn a lot about where the people that are like the actual humans, as opposed to the people that are being controlled by. Well, the Matrix really is. I'm sensing the Matrix is a metaphor for the government. That's what I'm sensing. So it's like the human being. So they actually go to this other alternative planet. I forget the name of the planet, but they go to this other planet, and so that's where
second movie.
That's the second one. They get into a little deeper about the humans in movies 2, 3, and really 2 and 3 more specifically. But in the fourth one, they take a present day approach to finding out a lot of the answers that weren't completed in 1, 2, and 3. And so there are some pretty interesting characters. Like there's a guy called the Analyst that's played by Doogie Howser, Neil Patrick Harris. And there's another guy, his name is the Architect. And I think the Architect is really a representation of, I want to say he's a representation of God, but I don't know 100% for sure. But the character that really gets me the most is Oracle. I mean, it's like this older Black woman that is a smoker, doesn't really give any answers, but really reflects back to Neo the questions that he is asking her, and makes it appear that she doesn't have the answer, although she does have the answer, but she's just not able to share the answer with Neo for fear that providing the answer would give him the loss of the motivation to find the answer himself. So all of those things, it's like, that's fascinating to me. And I just try to figure out, okay, who does the Oracle represent in this case? Who does the Architect and who does the Analyst represent? And in the last movie, I don't want to give away anything. Are you going to see it?
Probably will at some point.
Okay. I don't want to give away anything, but I'm very curious. Some of the characters change sides. So I don't understand why that has to happen, other than it's a good emotional connection that the director is making with the audience, because they're bringing some level of empathy and compassion to the show.
Okay.
So anyway, I won't give away which character or characters are the ones that change sides, but I really do feel like that's really interesting. I would not think that would be the case. But man versus machine, absolutely. And man versus the government, man versus control. I mean, I sense this huge understanding of the Matrix, or whoever are the machines represent structure and control that is being blasted upon us every day. And most of the human beings just kind of like blindly follow the lead of the Matrix or the government in this particular case. A fascinating storyline. If you do watch them, if you've never watched them, definitely watch them in sequence, because I don't know how I would have if I only watched the third movie.
This totally feels like a movie series that you have to see each of them. Like you can't watch the second one on its own.
They try now, because I watched them all together, maybe it was just more obvious to me. They try to connect them even at the beginning with the storyline. But for the most part, if you don't see the third, it would not make any sense for you to go to the fourth one. So if you haven't seen any of them, go back and watch starting at 1999. It is interesting that the majority of the characters are the same characters. I don't know what happened to Lawrence Fishburne on the last one, though. I was hoping that he would. No, he didn't play Morpheus.
That's annoying.
There's a younger guy. I don't know if there was some contract or something, and what made more money, the movie or the video game?
I would think the movie did the.
I don't know. I would think The Matrix as a game, if there is a game called The Matrix, I would think that would have a broader reach, because you have, tens of millions of people, if not more, that would have purchased the game. And then they probably had some online monthly fee if they wanted to play the game online with friends. And did Keanu Reeves have any?
If there was a game, I don't think it was an online. I don't massive know. Multiplayer.
I don't know that you could. I don't know you. I don't know that you could say that. I don't know. And did Keanu Reeves, because his likeness is used in the game, did Keanu Reeves have any rights to the game itself and the profits?
So where did this game thing come up? Because
hold on, is there a Matrix?
I don't even know that. I'm guessing there was one, but I don't think it was like a huge popular hit or anything.
There a Matrix video game? Sure there was. The Matrix Awakens marks the most recent video game in the Matrix franchise, released in anticipation of Matrix Resurrections. Yes, there definitely is. How much did the Matrix video game? Let's see. What would it revenue? Okay, let's see. How much is the Matrix franchise worth? Oh, that's interesting. Oh my God. As of 2006, the franchise has generated $3 billion in revenue.
As of 2006?
As of 2006. The fourth film, The Matrix Resurrections, was released in December of 2021. Holy shit. Let's see. Matrix video game revenue is what I want to know, though. Two critics. Let's see. Gameplay. There is definitely a Matrix video game. Let's see if I can figure out how much. It's scary, the information. Let's see. 4.5 million of that $5.5 million are royalty advance. That's not a lot. That's just in royalties that they paid for somebody to do it. 1 million down, 3 million to go. I don't know how many they sold. I don't know. Anyway, it's a very interesting topic to talk about, because there are so many hidden agenda like messages that are in the Matrix. I guess there are in all movies. We just don't. It just doesn't seem as quite as obvious. All right, I want to go onto a more important topic, I guess, in my world, and that is, I've just figured out how many hours I would like to work every week, and I just got to work my way back into figuring out how do we make that actually happen.
Oh, so you have a very specific figure of how many hours you want to work per week?
Yes.
Okay.
So Tuesday. So I want my work week to be just Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay.
All right. So no set appointments on Mondays or Fridays. That doesn't mean I won't work on Mondays or Fridays, but no set appointments on Mondays or Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 blocks of time for the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays that I want to work: 11 to 12:30, 1:30 to 3, and 4 to 5. Now those would be for set appointments. So that's 4 hours. It's 1.5. That's 4 hours a day for 3 days.
4 hours each day?
4 hours a day, 3 days. That's 12
So
hours.
you want to work a 12-hour work week.
Oh, I haven't finished yet though.
Oh, okay.
I haven't finished working though.
I'm not judging, by the way.
It seemed like that seemed like a judgy smirk.
No.
Nobody in our community could see the look on your face. So yeah, the 12 hours, I'd be okay outside of the 12 hours if I could do things like record our Nice Guys Fuckery episodes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do our team meeting and participate in anything that I am a participant in. So that would be if I'm like taking a class or doing a program or anything like that, but nothing outside of that, other than if I'm doing like a launch school or a specific program. Okay. Is that possible what was Tim Ferriss's?
Oh, his is the 4-hour work week.
Well, I can't do 4 hours because I can't figure out how to make that happen yet.
Yeah, that seems kind of extreme.
But is a 12-hour work week something that's even possible?
I don't know why not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why not. See what we can do to try to make that happen.
I would love to try to make that happen.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean I'm not willing to work the other days, but I'm thinking if I could keep that 12 hours of structure on my schedule, and let's say that, what would be realistic? Could I do it and add another 8 hours in the other things? The you and me recording, the team meetings, any meetings that you and I would have would be outside of this time frame. Could I do that for an additional 8 hours a week?
I don't know why not.
Okay. So my 2022 goal then, because that was one of the things we did not talk about, is how much time do we actually want to put into our business? I would like to be able to make that a reality.
Okay. See what we can do about that.
Okay. How many hours do you work for Social Solutions?
I usually work a 40-hour week.
And then how many hours do you think you put into TurnKey?
On an average week, probably not more than 10 or 12. I don't,
that's about right.
Probably not. Yeah. I'd say that's probably about right.
All right. So between your 10 or 12 and my 12 to 18, let's say, that's good. We should be good with that.
I'm good with that. We just gotta, this is why we've set the structure of the company up so that it doesn't depend on us.
Thank you.
And we hire people to do the things we don't feel like doing.
Thank you.
It was the greatest thing when you reached out to me about 2 weeks ago and you were like, hey, Bench needs us to do the 1099 info and we need to get names and social security numbers. And I could feel like the hives boiling up on my back. And then I went, wait a minute. Why don't we just get Ashley to do it? You're like, okay, cool. I feel so much better already.
Ashley's right. And can you see? I hope you understand that the motivation behind the editing of the Nice Guys Fuckery episodes, the Nice Guys on Business, was not because I cared if an episode came out on time on Friday. It was more of how do I get you out of doing? Because if you have that on your agenda, that's one less thing that potentially could be in your zone of genius that could help us get our business to the next level.
Yeah, no, true. I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
So I love the fact that Jimmy is going to be doing the editing. Hi, Jimmy, by the way. Appreciate you're helping out with the editing here.
He's not actually listening to this.
Hey, Jimmy, if you are listening to this, as quickly as you can, please assign this responsibility to someone else on the team, all right? Exactly. So, because Jimmy doesn't want to do this part either.
No, I don't think he does.
No, I mean, he could give it to somebody that would be like really wanting to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know that editing is within Jimmy's zone of genius. I think that he does it and he does a really good job on it. But I think that his zone of genius could possibly be more in the management of the people that have to do it, because he does that really well and people like him. I
agree. I totally agree. Mm-hmm.
What happens if you have an entire organization that just delegates responsibilities to someone else? Isn't that like a pyramid scheme? Isn't that what that becomes? What would that become? Is there always going to be someone that's willing to do the work that we don't want to do?
I hope so. I mean, if not, we'll have to do it. But I think there are a lot of people out there that are hungry to work and that want to earn a fair wage. And I believe we pay a fair wage, and it's a good combination.
Okay, so I shouldn't feel guilty that I'm delegating the responsibilities of the things that I don't want to do to someone else that wants to do them. Then.
No, we've talked about this a bit in the past. I absolutely believe that you and I have worked plenty hard to, we worked this business for 2 or 3 years and made almost nothing at
No
it.
money.
We put in our sweat equity, and now we've not only earned the right to not have to work it so hard, but we've set the structure up so it is not built around us, which is exactly what.
Well, and maybe this is a bad attitude to have, or maybe it's not the right approach to take to running a business that we have created in that model. But is there any level of guilt that you sometimes?
I try. Whenever I feel guilty, I crack open an expensive bottle of scotch and start drinking, and realize how much I appreciate that bottle of scotch and how much I appreciate that TurnKey helped pay for it. It's all good.
So I
makes me
think
feel so much better.
I get it. So in other words, your answer is no. You don't feel guilty at all. And it's a fleeting moment that level of guilt might enter my brain, and then I'm like, well, they're getting paid. It's not like we hired them for that responsibility. If they don't want to do it, they don't have to do it. We'll just find somebody new to do it. And then I keep thinking, somebody's going to find out that this is what we do, and we make a good living from it. Is that fair? Is it fair to be shit? There's people that make a lot more money doing a lot less work than we do, right?
Whenever I do feel that little tiny pang of guilt, that's exactly what I remember. It's like, there are a lot of people doing a lot less and not providing a great service to their customers, right? I mean, I think TurnKey provides an amazing service to our customers, and we take care of our customers, and it's great customer service. And we created that structure, and the company runs the way it does because of the way that we have set it up and the people that we've hired. We've got a number of people that, we don't think about or talk about that much, but that don't work with us anymore. And many of them, because they don't take care of customers the way that we want them to take care of the customers.
Right. I remember at the beginning, I can't remember if it was at the beginning of this year, which is just a few weeks ago, or if it was late last year, but the idea popped into my head, Strick, we should get somebody that's in customer service just to literally sit on our project management software and answer questions that the customer has. You put that into play, created the entire backend system, and within probably 30 days, that entire thing that was just a blip in my brain became a workable idea that basically costs us nothing. I don't want to say nothing, but it costs us so little in comparison to the rewards that I know we're going to be getting from it.
Right. I've got it set up and structured so it does not cost us a lot, because we took people in our organization that were already working and we basically structured their work and paid them a little bit more to say, hey, look, I want you to keep doing the same work that you're doing, but I want to offer you a few more hours, and I just need you to do that work during these hours, but I'm going to pay you a bit more. Is that okay? And they were like, yeah, sure. That sounds good.
Sounds fair to me.
and the other thing is, Doug, let's think about this. We have about, I don't even know right now, I think it's about 50 podcasts a week that we produce. Yep. So we have essentially 50 customers, right?
Right.
We're providing 5-day a week instant customer service, like a tech person for 12 hours a day from 9 a.m. Eastern until 9 p.m. Eastern every single day for 50 customers. We have somebody on call for fucking 12 hours a day, 60 hours a week.
It's almost like impressive. I feel we have a real company.
Right. I know. It's crazy to think about.
And here I'm talking about how, let's say you said you work about what, 12 hours a week?
Probably 10, 12 on TurnKey, 10, 12 hours
right.
a week.
And I'm probably working a little bit more than that, only because I got my hands in a bunch of other things that I'm trying, and not taking anything out of what you do. I want to be able to get to 12 hours a week also. And that's, without knowing how many hours that you worked, I'm like, hey, I want to try to figure out how to work 12 hours a week. And you're like, that seems fair.
Oh, you were waiting for some pushback from me?
No, I wasn't waiting for pushback. I was just waiting for you to say, how are you going to do that? I mean, how do we do? I'm not, for the amount of revenue that the company generates, it's amazing to me. In my old world, that would have been about 100 hours a week of work.
Yeah.
Think about when you worked at the agency. What was the least amount of time that you worked at the agency in any given week?
Oh God, most weeks were easily 55, 65-hour weeks all the time. And that's not even with the band on the weekends. That's excluding the 8 hours on a Saturday that I'd put in playing in the band.
And it was like shit hours too. And it was like you were working an entire Saturday for that 4-hour gig, and you were working, 9 to 5 or 10 to 7 or whatever it is during the week that you were working too. Notwithstanding the fact that it was about 45 minutes drive to your.
Right. It was. I was good 40 minutes away from the office. That's right.
God.
So what we really need to do is, Doug, to get you down to that 10 to 12 hours a week, I think we really need to sit down and analyze what you do and then figure out how we can pass it on to other people. Now, we've talked about the sales end of it.
Sales
before.
end, yeah.
And we are definitely struggling trying to find the right person that is as good at sales as you. So what I want you to think about over the next week is think about outside of closing that sale, right?
Yeah.
Outside of the direct contact that you need to have with somebody to be able to close a sale. What else could we possibly pass on to somebody else?
Well,
is it marketing stuff? Is it follow-up stuff? Is it, I don't know, but you got to think about it.
Well, like I created this mini course today from guest to gold. That's the name of the mini course. It talks about the guest to client strategy, guest to client strategy, guest to referral source strategy, guest to JV partnership strategy, and guest to affiliate strategy. So it goes into some pretty detailed stuff. And so we just thought about this on the walk today. JJ and I were on a hike today, and I'm like, I got a great idea for a mini course because I think this would be a great lead gen for our program that we're doing at the end of February, which is our Power of Podcasting Summit. So I'm like, this would be great to run as a Facebook ad. So we get the ad, get people to go to this thing from the ad, and on the thank you page, give them access to the Power of Podcasting Summit, because more people would be willing to sign up for a mini course, which is free, as opposed to sign up for a summit, which people are summited to death. So it's like, okay, cool. So like all of that stuff, I mean, it might've been 5 hours just today dedicated to that specific program. Could I have given that to somebody else? Sure. I guess I could have delegated and said, here's what I want you to do. Create this program based upon these parameters. But who the fuck is going to do that? It's like all that stuff that's in my head.
Yeah, but that one I think is a bad example because that's kind of a one-off. I mean, you're not creating a new course every week, right?
Okay, so let's take something that if I look at my schedule and say, all right, well, this week, like today, for example, I did a TurnKey podcast and Nice Guys on Business podcast interview. Mm-hmm. I can't not do the interview because the interview is so closely connected to my lead gen and business development that it's like without the interview, the sales part doesn't really happen.
Well, let's think about that. Like when, do we really want to do this as a Nice Guys on Business?
No, we don't have to do this.
Too much business right now.
Okay, well, we don't have to talk about it on this particular episode. We could actually do this as a Nice Guys on Business episode, believe it or not. But the whole idea behind it is if you are in our community and you find yourself working 50, 60, 70 hours a week and you're not making what you want to make, you're working harder but making less money than you want to make, maybe you're not, a couple of years ago, our topic was, or our initiative, let's call it, was staying in our zone of genius. Strickland's is back-end systems and mine is was selling and relationships. And if you're not in your zone of genius, you're basically spinning that hamster wheel way too much. Mm-hmm. So for us, we relied upon that zone of genius as the test. If it's not in your zone of genius, we even put them in our signature line of our email. Like if you see me in a spreadsheet, I'm in the wrong place.
Wrong damn place. Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, oh my God, there's so many things that I would do. Like I could look at my schedule and say, I don't want to do that, but don't I have to do that as a part of my lead gen or business development or responsibilities? Right? Yeah. I don't know. A whole different topic for a whole different episode. We can go back to talking about the Matrix if you want to.
How long have we been talking though? I mean,
I don't know, but
I feel like we've been talking a long time because we lost our first 20 minutes.
Yeah, we could probably dump out here and come back next week and have some sort of epiphany. I do want to tell you though, before we head out, that that January, let's see, as of the date of this recording, which is January 19th, I have not had a glass of wine or any alcohol since January 3rd.
What? Dude, you didn't think that was a topic to talk about? What the actual fuck?
This is the longest time since I think I've lived in California that I have not had a drink. Not because I have a drinking problem at all. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't feel like I have a drinking problem. But I did notice that I was having some throat issues. And JJ and I just decided at the end of December, hey, well, let's try to do a dry January and see if that helps. I got to tell you, I've been feeling really good.
Yeah.
I think I don't know what it is, and I've drank more wine. Like I don't think I have ever drank the amount of wine specifically. I mean, I probably drank vodka and other shit, but wine I think might have an adverse effect on my digestive system.
Interesting.
Don't know. Anyway, it's been 16 days. What is the longest that you think you've ever gone without drinking?
I don't know. What time is it?
That's good. That's very good.
I was, if you hadn't noticed, I was kind of expecting that question. I was just waiting for
no
you to
idea.
softball it over the plate.
I had no idea. Strickland looked at his watch. He was like calculating. That was good.
It is funny that you mentioned that because I definitely, most nights I'll have a drink before bed, right? So yeah, I mean, I've gone like 3 or 4 or 5 days, and let's say over the last 2 years, 3 years or something, right? Like I've gone for a couple days without a drink, but probably not a week.
It's funny.
I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent, but yeah.
Well, you by any definition, you do not have a drinking problem. I've never sensed it. I've never felt like it's interfered with anything at all in your life. So definitely I haven't had a drinking problem. I think sometimes it's a product of the people you associate with, and not in a negative way. But I recall my first marriage to Fern. I mean, we would go months without having a glass of wine just because we didn't. We never have 2 bottles of wine in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right now, if you were to go through our house and take an inventory of the wine, we definitely have over 150 bottles of wine in our house. I mean, that's without exaggeration either.
That's crazy.
There's some really good wine in our house, and it's not because we're drunks. It's because we enjoy collecting wine. It's more than just a way to to disconnect from the world. It's a hobby of ours. I mean, we belong to a couple of wine clubs, and we have a podcast, something to wine about. So there's a bunch of connections that we have to the wine world. But Fern and I, no way, no fucking way. Now with Danielle, my second wife, it wasn't wine, it was alcohol. It would be like Jack Daniels and Fireball and vodka and rum and that, and there would be a lot of hard liquor in our house. Yeah,
like I've always got a stock liquor cabinet of vodka, Fireball, rum, and usually 2 or 3 different kinds of scotch.
I know you don't have Svedka orange cream or cream orange.
Don't rub it in. Damn.
I know. Anyway, all right, let's wrap it here. We'll come back next week. We'll talk more about alcohol. We'll talk about another movie franchise that we haven't seen all of. Is there a movie franchise that you haven't seen that you think that you're going to see?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. A new movie franchise. I did like the Avengers. I got to admit, I get a little burned out on superhero movies.
Yeah.
But man, like Infinity War and Civil War, whatever the last Endgame, I mean, they were just really fucking good movies.
All right. Well, maybe next time we'll talk about something like that. I don't know. I'm not much into the superhero movies.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I do like a sci-fi movie though. I'm okay with that. Which is weird why I wouldn't like superhero movies. I just don't relate to the superheroes. I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't like period pieces. As soon as you tell me like people dressed up in big poofy dresses and it's fucking old school and fuck it, I'm not going to want to watch it. I don't care how interesting it may be.
You know what I like? For some reason, me not being a violent guy, I love war movies.
Well, you know, I really like I like a good whodunit. I like a thriller. I like one where I got to think. Those are entertaining. That's what I like. But I'm not so into war movies.
What was the movie with Kevin Spacey and that he plays the guy that's disabled, but he's not really disabled?
The Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that Jimmy, when he does the edit, he'll use the Usual Suspects intro.
Great movie.
I love that. That's one of my favorite movies of all time is Usual Suspects. That is a brilliant fucking movie. And that's a brilliant movie. Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap here. We'll come back next week. We'll talk about movies. We'll talk about all sorts of shit like that. And in the meantime, Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For Doug, Strickland, the Nice Guys on Business podcast, I'm Steve O'Brien. Yo, bartender, Jobo needs a refill.